y'all to make all the noise and show all the love for Miss Helen Hunt. Yes. Yes.
Fun to look out.
Come on. Listen, this is the minimum. We are beyond fans of you. We were just having this whole discussion, trying to figure out what is our favorite works of yours. We couldn't agree.
Also depends on how.
Well, if you're well read, you know that there's a ton of things that you have been in that are phenomenal. And I think we have to start at the beginning and kind of go, where did the acting bug bite you to give us this wonderful library of work that we enjoy?
My dad was a director of the theater and took me to see plays.
Yes.
That's not God's will. And I hippie at heart, so I said, I want to do what they're doing.
That's a very tricky space to be in because obviously with your dad being a director, there's a quality level that you've been, associated with, you've seen to live up to that. It's not necessarily easy. Did you feel any pressure to step into that space?
No, my dad was sweet and supportive, and if I said I wanted to do something else, he would have been just as supportive, but I didn't even choose acting. I went to acting class when I was young because my cousin went and I just followed her around, and then an agent saw me, and the next thing you know, I was doing a movie called Don't Lie, if you know it, because you don't know it.
I guarantee somebody in this room knows it.
Don't fake yell. Well, what is it?
Oh, there you go.
You don't know it. Yes.
See, I told you. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And shout out to the nice people who played my father in that.
Well.
Oh, she's good. William Shatner. That's full circle.
Yes, it is.
That is.
Yes, indeed. That is awesome. Now, to get this role so early in your career, what is it like to kind of step into that space where you're working with folks like Bill Shatner? Is that intimidating at all, or are you just so confident that you know this is what I'm supposed to be doing?
I mean, I was so young that I didn't know enough to be starstruck, so that was good.
Okay.
And they give you breakfast when you get there, which was amazing. And my first day of shooting, I was chased, ironically, by a cow. Actually, I'm just now putting that together. There's a cow in the background. I mean, something like a cow. Yeah, that was my first day of work.
I love it. When did you know that this was the thing? There's something about doing it. And there's something else where it clicks and you're like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is.
I think when I got to the age that I would have had to have found something else,
Okay.
but I didn't have that. I was like, I guess this is what I'm doing.
I guess this is it. This is
There's
as
nothing
good
else.
as it gets.
I've never heard that.
See how she just twisted that joke on me? We'll keep it going. So, considering that you have a range of showcases both on stage, television, and film, do you have a preference for what acting space you prefer?
I don't. I just, I prefer to get a job. I prefer a good story. I do a play in Chicago. Winter this year. So you want to come to Chicago in February. Play. But it's just about good stories.
Of course.
Good people to work with.
If you were to name the top 4 storytellers that you would put on your Mount Rachel.
Of course, thanks.
No, is it one? Okay, one person whose stories you love. Okay, all right. I mean, because those are some of those things where, as an actor, it's always curious as to what sort of things you like to experience that you're not in.
I mean, I go see every art movie that comes out. I'm a Star Wars, Harry Potter.
Let's go. were you a fan of the book series first, or did you kind of get into the movies?
Both.
Okay.
I read the books to my daughter, all of them. Oh my God, that was not a chore. And then the movies, I just, now, okay, when you walk in my house, there are 4 scarves on 4 hooks. And most people will stop and then they'll grab their Ravenclaw scarf. Yeah, no, it's big. Big and real.
I love it. I absolutely love it. What are some of your favorite plays to watch?
I just saw Jessica Lange do a play called Mother in New York. And she was so incredible. I feel like she raised the bar, and now I have to try to be better when I do my play in January. Truly.
That's always something wonderful. Steel sharpens steel. To have other actors that inspire you, it's a wonderful thing.
She absolutely inspired me to work harder on this thing.
So we have to talk about Mad About You. It is one of the greatest sitcoms of all time, let alone defining the 90s. And to join this wonderful storyline, be with Paul, what was it like for you to recognize the impact that it was having?
Started saying, it's like you're in our living room. I heard that, and then he said he was hearing it. Both realized people are seeing themselves or some version of themselves in it. Everything that happened in that show happened just before it happened to me in real life. Before I found the person I wanted, before I tried to have a baby and had a hard time, before I had a baby, so I went through all of it on film.
Did it kind of help you prepare for those things by way of this is what I should do, this is what I shouldn't?
Maybe we all brought our stories into the writer's room of our relationships and picked through them and stories. And that was when, you know, you did 22 episodes a year, 24 episodes a year. I remember thinking, to make 10 of these, this would be the best job in the world. That'll never happen. And now everybody's doing it.
I love it. Paul is such an interesting actor as well. What was one of your favorite dynamics with him to bring to the screen?
Honestly, every dynamic is my favorite. Well, one is that when we did interviews, he did everything, and I just laughed. I helped not at all. It was funny, and I laughed. So that was, I'm grateful for that.
Of course.
He's a wonderful actor. I'm sure you guys have seen him in all these things, among others.
Yes, yes.
There were a lot of actors at that time. Nothing against them. They're stand-up world.
Right.
Acting class his whole life. He's a composer. He just made another movie that he wrote. Renaissance man, and a lot of people don't know that.
Love that. And I think it kind of plays in the dynamic between just as much.
Well, I just felt lucky. I've directed some TV shows where the 2 leads barely look at each other. I just think even that's like all year, all day, to have to be that close to someone you don't like, and he and I just love each other.
So it's so important. I think the other thing that's super important to kind of recognize is that in so many of your works, you are a very prominent woman. You don't ever take the sidestep of, oh, you're just this person's love interest. There's always something very dynamic and powerful about your presentation. Do you have any thoughts specifically about what your representation means to the greater audience, and specifically the female audience?
A lot of people are telling me they chase tornadoes because of me. I'm sorry for your mother. Be careful. Yeah, I mean, not always. I remember saying to someone, I was the girl in that. Depressing, but I've tried to, choose when I have the luxury of choosing course that I find interesting, try to make them interesting. You could use a little boost.
So very well.
We switch these people. I mean, they're sick of
You want to? Okay, we'll switch. We'll switch. Okay. Yes. Do you have a particular character that you most identify with?
When I was doing As Good as It Gets, it was the same time I was doing Mad About You.
Yes.
And I remember saying to someone, I'm much more like the character in Mad About You. The director of As Good as It Gets said, I'm not so sure. But he was right. And a lot of things that she is sensitive and what people say matters to her. A kind word matters and a hurtful word really hurts. So I think it almost, I'm just talking and looking at Batman, obviously.
That means Mad About You.
So I think there's big parts of me in what I play.
Love it. I love it. As Good as It Gets is it's literally one of my favorite. And I think what you showed is the true range of womanhood, right? There's the love interest, there's the mother, there's the dynamic person. That this is the right way to treat people. There was something magical in so many different ways. Can you tell us a fun story from the set?
Great for the set. I mean, I just felt like I was getting, before I worked with Jack Nicholson, I thought, oh, he's one of these people. Exotic. He's not just an everyday actor. He probably is weird and surprising. And he was like me. He grew up in acting class. He wanted to know the same answers to questions. He was rooting for me, not busy about him. So really, every day I got to work with him. That story.
I've always been curious, who was the artist that did this?
Such a good question, and I have to fail. I don't know.
It's all right.
That's a really good question, but they searched a long time to find the artist whose work Greg Kinnear pretended to make. I'm going to Google by tonight.
Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. Come back to it.
Hopefully we'll know the answer.
I love it. I love it. Because I think there is something magical and truly showcases your skill as an actor in that scene where he's talking about what you physically embody, and there's a stretching of the neck that I'm just like.
Well, I think that character has never gotten to be the object of someone's admiration like that.
Right.
I have to say it's the writer-director, you know. That same director directed German Broadcast News, and there's something about those movies when you turn them on, you can't turn them off. And it's the writing. All the actors are great.
I mean, you kind of have to be great out as well. So.
But he kills himself finding the right person for the job, and he hires them even if they don't seem right. But if he thinks they're going to get the story told, he hires them.
Sunshine? Because I was literally talking about Twister. I'm like, what is happening right now? So Twister, obviously you being the reason why so many people chase storms.
And dressed in
Yes. So when you're presented with this book, you say yes right away.
I mean, kinda. I was working on Mad About You really early on, though, so it wasn't a big thing. And I got a call, please come to Steven Spielberg's office. All right. And he had a fancy lunch laid out, and I was not used to that. I think they were doing all that so that I wouldn't really look and just see that I was going to be running away from wind machines for 4 months. But they wanted, I mean, I have to say, why are you choosing me? You know, so they must have wanted someone who cares about the acting a lot.
Of course.
A bunch of writers worked on that. They were all really good writers who knew that special effects alone weren't going to get people dressing up 100 years later. There needed to be a great story. There had to be a love story in the middle of it. Had to really believe this woman had been through something which made her have this session. And even though it's the special effects that are so fun, I don't think you care about them for 2 hours.
It's true.
If you aren't plugged into the story and the characters. So when I saw that they wanted that, and a really big movie. It'll either be good, big or bad and big. It's not going to be small.
Make some noise for Twister, please. And there are very few scenes where you guys interact.
No, but we flew to Oklahoma together and became best pals before the thing even started.
That's amazing. To have another great actress to work with in that regard, what sort of characterization points did you guys kind of pick out about the relationship that you were going to bring to the screen?
I think we both wanted this, but me especially. Originally, I remember there draft where we each other and know that she agreed. I'm not going to root for a character, just going to the other one that like won that. And so we decided to find a way to like get around that. And she needs a lot of credit. If you're coming to the screening tonight, you see she had the heavy lifting of having to go, what's that? What's an F5? Really hard to play. I get to like be the expert. So she's sort of the secret weapon.
Absolutely. How many of you guys are going to go see the screening tonight?
There'll be like 16 of us there. It'll be fun. Okay, good.
Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, but it's sold out.
People aren't going to.
You're staying in the audience. No
Looking
way.
around.
No way.
The truck is going to be there, or someone made the truck. They bought it.
That's awesome.
Stand up. Do you see that she's dressed
That's
exactly?
right. That's right. That's
She has the finger on her neck, watch, all of it. They bought it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I am going to invite you guys to start lining up. My last question. When it comes to a Twister, there are so many phenomenal actors that you work with, and a few that are dearly departed. What was it like to work with Bill?
Someone has to let this girl in with the red jacket. She's fighting her way through. So someone's going to let you go quicker than the end. I know you are. They are. Okay. So Bill, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. What was it like working with Bill and Hoffman? So it was amazing. You know, we kind of knew that the fun of the thing is that they hate each other, but chemistry can be someone drives you crazy, and chemistry can be throw your arms around them. So I think we both looked for opportunities to bring that to life. And Phil Hoffman, you know, who plays Dusty, became one of my dearest friends. So I'm quite heartbroken to not be having a big reunion up here with them.
Of course. Oh, they are. Yeah. But their spirit lives on like this.
Yeah.
So very glad to celebrate. Hello,
Okay,
how are you?
Adam, what's happening?
Was it hard having to act without an actual tornado?
Yeah, no. Because they had wind machines as big as this stage blowing at us, and people were standing in front of the wind machines with piles of leaves and dirt, which was coming at us. Fire hoses pointing at us, so it was not hard to look and freaked out and scared and wet and dirty.
And for not actually having tornadoes, you actually got hurt during the filming of this a little.
You know, a couple of
Couple
here
of
and there, yeah.
Those weren't CGI. I take it.
No, there's very little CGI in the movie.
Are you afraid of tornadoes?
That's personal.
Yes. If a tornado was coming, what would you do?
I'd probably not.
I would probably hide too. And maybe push you in front of you. You seem more brave than me.
I have one more thing.
Okay.
Did you know that every time there's bad weather, my parents make us watch?
I'm so sorry.
Good
So sorry.
job. Good job.
That's what therapy is for.
Yes. Absolutely.
So I'm a speech and debate coach.
Which is a movie that you and 7 people saw about people who debate. On a debate.
People who debate. I'm a speech and debate coach. Watch it, and I just miracle in it. I love her guidance counselor in it. I've used her line sometimes, and I'm like, it just sounds.
Thank you.
So I love that, and then thinking it old school. Was it fun playing Lynn? And girls just want to have fun. She inspired my passion for many years.
Yes, girls just want to have fun. For anybody who didn't. Yeah, I got to be the fun one. First of all, I dyed my hair platinum and then sobbed for like 2 days. I was like, what did I do? That was not a wig. I got barrettes and hot glued weird things, lizards and things on them. I mean, it was very fun to do a movie where your whole job
first of all, I am a teacher's aide and a school librarian, and my students loved it when you narrated that scholastic version of Chicken Little. They think it's hilarious.
I'm so glad.
Also, as a man of faith, I liked it when you voiced Mary in that nativity cartoon.
These are deep cuts.
That's
That's
right.
what these are. Thank you so much.
And my question is, well, this was the first movie I ever saw you in. It was direct to video and it aired on the Disney Channel. What was it like working with Aileen Quinn in The Frog Prince?
I mean, this is as deep a cut as you get in my career. We shot in Tel Aviv, in sound stages that were not sound stages. So every time a plane would go by, we would just it was fun. I played, if I remember right, Henrietta,
Yes, the stepsister.
the mean sister.
Yes.
It's fun to be mean.
But what was Aileen like? Was she a sweet girl?
Very sweet. Yeah, she was Annie in the movie, right?
Yes, she was.
So yes, she was very sweet, and I got to be very mean.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God, are you gonna kill me? What's gonna happen?
Pretty sure I'm the first person to ask this, but are you looking forward to this Twisters?
I am. I know nothing about it. I'm not at all in it. I know that it's a really good director, the same guy who directed Minari, so it's not like they got some hack to do it. And the woman at the center of it's a wonderful actress, so.
Me too.
Same. Thank you. Hello.
I was in the mall and I saw like a review of the movie and I thought Miracle Season. I was like, okay. And I saw it and I was like, oh, this is really great.
It's a good movie.
So I just wanted to ask, like,
Yeah, it's a movie directed by the same director who did Soul Surfer that I was in at the time. And it's a story of a high school volleyball team and their superstar setter. And she died in a motorcycle accident. And the whole town and the whole community just could barely lift their head up. And then they rally behind one girl, Erin Moriarty, who's not ready. And it was lovely. And my daughter's in it. If you look for the redhead, that's my daughter. And while we're at it, go to Apple Music or whatever you use and look for McKenna Lay, L-E-I. She has an album called Call It a Home. I can tell my daughter. Very beautiful music. MAKENA Lei, and the album is called Call It a Home. Thank you for letting me sell out my daughter. You look very familiar.
Yes. So, as you can tell, big fan Twister. Parents also made me watch it when bad weather's coming, so I still
Good job,
do it
good job.
to this day. Great. If it gets dark outside and it's raining, that's what I do. And always with a blanket around.
That's right.
Put the blanket over your head and not.
That's right, yeah, that's right. So I have always been kind of interested in acting, and I want to know, like, what would you say is an experience that you really took with you from any of your performances that has just stayed with you going forward in your craft?
Yeah, I mean, the first one that comes to, it's always the people, we all know that at the end of the day, we're gonna look back and go, it's the people that matter, none of it else matters. So the people, Paul Reiser is one of my dearest friends, so that's a huge takeaway. I did a movie called The Sessions, and I did a screening, and you were there for that. That was quite a moment. It's about a woman who is a therapist, sexual surrogate for people who are disabled and unable to participate in that part of life, and she helps them. There was someone who had had a spinal cord injury who talked about that movie meant a lot to him and might even affect some kind of legislation supporting wrongly able people, and so that's when you go, well, that's kind of important. That was probably the best takeaway I've had in a long time.
Such a powerful movie too because it's showcasing a perspective that people
Yeah.
and don't realize.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Have you ever seen a real tornado?
Okay. When we were getting ready to the movie, there was kind of one coming, like all these weird things happen, the sky gets green and your knees start hurting. That's when I got very clear. So kind of for a minute, and then the rest of the shoot was actually really nice weather, so they had to make all of that weather. So no, not totally. Have you? Yeah, let's hope we take a pass.
I'll go with it. I'll go with it.
See the movie instead.
Absolutely.
And I have one quick question too. Did you guys do any, like go to the Storm Prediction Center or do any kind of like, for a couple of weeks, learn about the weather?
We did, yeah. We had some experts come and tell us what we were saying, because a lot of acting is saying things like you know what you don't know anything about what you mean. So yes, we had some folks help us. The Blues Brothers are here. Look out.
Yep, it's just me, Elwood, my brother Jake is in the joint.
Oh, man.
Yeah, anyway, I'm really shamed, and my question is, when you did Dr. T and the Women, was that your first time to come to Dallas, or had you been here before?
I've been here since a couple times. This is a movie called Dr. T and the Women that Richard Gere was in that I shot here in Dallas. How about I don't remember if I'd been here before, but I remember loving it when I was here.
There you go. That counts. That's all that counts.
So like a lot of us here, I'm one of those people. What was your favorite thing to learn about storms?
I mean, honestly, everything, because I knew nothing. I didn't know what I was talking about until I was here. And it's not my favorite thing because it can be so devastating, but it is different. Psychology, I learned, is different. And community comes together and says, this happened to us, rather than this happened to you and not you. That's really hard. So I found that heartbreaking and interesting.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Josh Menez, and my question for you, Ms. Allen, is I want to talk about Soul Surfer actually. So during the very beginning of the production of that movie, what was it like working with Dennis Quinn and surfing together in the ocean?
So this is about Soul Surfer, this movie about Bethany Hamilton, and originally the movie opened with the family playing basketball, but the director remembered that I had told him I did kind of surf. I mean, I like a small wave that's not going to hurt me, but I do surf. And so he changed it, and Dennis had not surfed, so he's the one, I look cool up there, but he's the one who deserves applause, because I don't know that he was all before that movie, and he got up there on a pretty good wave.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, I'm one of your older fans.
You're like my age, probably.
Couple of years older.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite movies from the '70s is Roller Coaster. I can share.
Who here even knows that there was something called roller coaster? Yeah, like 6 people. This was, you want a question, or are you just bringing up the topic?
I like the Levinson Link production. We also did
Right, I'm 100. And so there was, Towering Inferno, which I'm obsessed with, Design Adventure, which I watched on Christmas Day this year. Tree Falls, and I have to climb. And so these movies were doing really well, so they thought of making one about a roller coaster disaster, which wasn't quite the success that the other two were. And there was incense around where your seats shake. I don't think it worked very well, but I got to go to Six Flags Magic Mountain. So when you're a kid, you're like,
And you got to see Sparks too.
Sparks.
Man.
Sure.
What was your favorite scene to film?
Anytime I was with all those guys, because we became really good friends, and we sat out there. Movies are for the actors a lot of sitting around, and then 30 minutes of intense work, and then a lot of sitting around, cards together in my trailer for an hour. And I was very close to Phil Hoffman. Spotnik was one of those guys. Days when I go to Chicago. Honestly, anytime we were all together, it was my favorite.
Hi, I'm a huge fan of Twister. Love. But in fact, I got in trouble with my mom without interfering. Really bad storm. But you make me ugly cry when you run down the driveway towards Tom Hanks and Pastore. question is there any particular celebrity that you're dying to work with?
All dying to work with you, you know.
Very, very nice. I mean, Maggie's, even Professor McGonagall aside. Andrew Scott's pretty dreamy. I've seen Ripley. Very good. Yeah. One of those two, I'd be happy. Thank you.
So part and watch it. We watch it. The part where they say the twin, like, is it like twin?
Yeah.
My mom and dad say, "Oh my gosh, it's you and your sister."
Is that a compliment? So take it as a compliment. Take it as a compliment. You don't want to be like boring.
Well, my sister's born, not me.
I'm not getting involved. You have a question?
Do you have any advice for actors?
Yes, study. Because there's a couple actors out there who have succeeded by some kind of instinct, but in the long run, you need to study. You need to love studying because you might never get a big fancy job. So if you love it when you're in acting class, be an actor. And if you don't, there's 700 professions that are less up and down. Thank you.
I want to warn the line, we've got like 10 minutes left, so I would cap the line, not anybody else join in. If you have any questions after this, come see Helen later on.
Yes. Hi. Hi.
Yeah.
Does it bother you at all that you're not
Well, I mean, I don't know what it would have been like to be asked to be in the movie, so I don't know. I mean, if it's good, I wish I'd been in it, and if it's not good, I don't know. Right? I think it could be good, because they're all really good people who work on it. So what are you gonna do?
Well said.
Thank you. Thank you.
We all agree.
Hi.
Hi, I'm here representing my favorite. Our favorite movie is Cast Away. And we have a rule at Five Siblings. If anybody's watching this, it's on. We have a group chat.
Aw.
And we have to share, a part. And our favorite scene.
Yeah.
I'm curious, did y'all really stick hard to a script, or did y'all play there because y'all say everything except for what you want to say,
Yeah.
and the tension, and football, and
Yeah.
the whole time you're coming out of your skin.
Yeah.
So did y'all play?
It was all written by wonderful writers. Royals is a wonderful writer. And we rehearsed it, and it was okay. And then I was in my dressing room going, I think they have to want to each other's clothes off every minute. And we all three went, right. So they can, that sometimes you find the thing under the thing. So they're chatting, but underneath it all, they're desperate to be together. So that,
At y'all's choice or?
yeah, I mean, everything's a choice. Everything's a director or a writer or an actor working really hard to, there's a moment I open the freezer and I have a kid or me and the husband or something right next to me. So everything's on purpose.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Works.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi. So my question is, I'm someone who I love to do a nanny.
Oh, great. God, lucky kids that have a nanny who want to be there.
Thank you. So I was thinking of a question. There's so many parts of being a nanny. Kids are characters, and so I always have fun in my life. Asking all the questions, how like about Western.
Yeah. Well, that scene we just talked about, I had forgotten it, but that feeling when you feel that it might be really right. You have, on stage, you often have nice long 20-minute scenes, and on film sometimes they're 5 seconds. That was what was fun about Mad About You, is often the first scene would be a 10 minute. That's all back and forth in it, rather than a lot of the skill, technical part of acting is to rush in from the giant tornado have one line. That's hard. It's hard to do. And so it gets more fun when there's good writing, good acting, and you have a nice little stretch of time to do it.
Yeah, like the moments that you can actually kind of like feel like you're in the moment, like,
Yeah.
wow, I'm doing what I love.
That's it. Yeah. That scene, I remember being that way. Thank you. Hi, a little tidbit. Because of you, I'll forever know how to spell conscience. Yeah. Who knows how to spell that word? So in Castaway, do you think she should have ever looked for him or waited? Well, what we tried to do, and I don't know that it worked because a lot of people feel like the ending of the movie was wrong because they should have been together, but what we tried to do, life, and also that maybe in some way wasn't totally right for him. You know, I think the idea of that woman at the end, that she's more, he's lived a lot, whereas subtle, but I think our hope was that at some point, not just fate pulled them apart, but maybe she's not. So I think that worked for some people and not for others, but it was fun to try for them. Thank you.
Hello.
Who's your favorite scene?
Well, I caught the best wave of my life at the beginning of that scene. So later, if you feel like renting Soul Surfer, you only have to watch the 20 minutes as far as I'm concerned. Because I got a little help, got a little push into the wave, but I rode the wave. And that was really fun. I would never ride a wave that big without a water safety guy right alongside and a jet ski filming it in case I drown. So that was pretty fun.
Last question. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, my question for you on there.
Yes.
Is there a scene or particular moment that you added in there? Private or?
Is there a scene that wasn't in the movie that I wish was in it?
Yes.
I can't think of one, but I know the favorite scene I have in it, we have a long scene again, it's that thing of getting Tiffy around a table, in a club, and they kind of fall in love, and, the director, Nancy Myers, had us look at this Catherine Hepburn chattering away, she drops something and goes staring at her, and so that's what we tried to do, because the audience is really with him. Falls in love with her, so I did a lot of chatting, and he just looked at me. I had a really good time. Thank you.
Excellent.
It's the longest song in the world.
So can we just say,
Yes, I would love that.
on the count of three, we'll do a quick happy birthday. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you so much. So awesome. Thank
Now
you
let's
so
face it,
much.
both of you guys are all going to be at the reunion. And I'm going to take some secret while she's here. She's absolutely